at the well, and he came, was there, and it just seemed just like he used to be, you know? Didn't say anything crazy.
It is 6 o'clock, and I will call the Water and Wastewater Committee to order. Ricky?
We talked about, like about 3 or 4 weeks ago, Anthony Pelham, Warren County Utility District, reached out to me. They have a water line that's on a bridge there. If you were on Bluff Springs Road there, where Charles, I think it's Charles Creek, with the old hotel, they got a creek crossing there that has been jeopardized. Either the bridge is settled, they got some settling there, and it's jeopardized the water line. So he had asked me about the city purchasing 56 services from them that we could serve from Faulkner Springs Road, which we also kind of connect on Pike Hill Road. So we could actually tie that in there. So the services would be on Pike Hill from Smithville Highway down Pike Hill, back around to Upper Faulkner Springs, back down to Bluff Springs at Francis Ferry Road. And it would pick up also Academy Lane, which sits kind of back behind where Scotty's computers used to be. He priced that at $1,000 per service, so it'd be $56,000 plus the cost of the meters. Of course, we would have to do a meter change out. But that would be contingent upon his board approving that.
Well, they still have not approved it.
They're interested. He just wanted to see what the city stance would be about purchasing. This would be very similar to back in 2016, the city of McMinnville sold off Rolling Hills. There was 101 services there. And we sold them to Warren County Utility because of a crossing that it blew out. And so he's in the same situation there. To do that bore, he said it would probably be over $500,000 for him to do a bore there. It's not feasible for the 56 customers. We do have an old master meter just past the Catholic Church on Butler's Factory that years ago that served all of that, in which we would serve that through that old master meter now, and then eventually we would tie everything back in on Pike Hill, and then maybe in the future everything from where Custom Vinyl is back up the hill, back up to Butler's Factory. Currently that's 2 dead ends there, but he just wanted to see what the thoughts on the board would be about it, and they have a board meeting next Tuesday, and I told him I would report back to him. I don't believe it'll be a problem. Samantha run some numbers based on the 56 service. I asked him for revenues. The revenues would be roughly about $26,000 a year on those 56 services.
Any questions for Ricky?
How do you feel about it? This is
I'm good with it. I don't have a problem. Some of their infrastructure, down Ground Lane, there's some 2 1/4 inch cast lines, but it's like anything else, you know. If we have a leak, we'll fix it. And they could purchase the water through that master meter, but they would be paying us, you know, the full price, and they would be taking care of that infrastructure, and it's, you know, it's not feasible for them. So I'm totally fine with it anytime we can pick up that many customers.
Do I hear a motion?
motion to approve. I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And B, discuss water deposits and service fees.
Samantha's got you a bunch of numbers.
So typically, whenever a new customer comes to the city to start water service, whether they're a homeowner or a renter, they have to pay a deposit and then a $50 service fee. A renter pays $150, homeowner pays $100 with proof of deed or something in their name, a closing paperwork. We hold that money indefinitely until they turn off service, which at that point, we will apply to their final bill if they don't already pay it or don't have it set up on bank draft. And then we send them a refund for the difference. Those checks remain uncleared for a long amount of time, and then we finally void those checks, try to get back in touch with the customer if it does get returned to us, but we're realizing a lot of mail is getting lost and never returned back to us. So The customer never gets that money back, and eventually the state of Tennessee gets it. And we actually just paid a pretty large amount to the state of Tennessee, as we're required to do annually on those customer deposits that were never claimed. It's not the city's money, we're just the holders of it until there's a delinquent account or it's time to send that back to that person. So after we've looked at some numbers, a lot of utilities, including gas, electric companies, are going away from holding that customer's money because it takes a lot to manage it and keep it organized and filed. They're going away from deposits and doing credit checks, or they'll do a deposit, and then after you have 3 or 6 months or maybe a year of good payment history, they'll go ahead and apply it back to your account. What we're suggesting is increasing our service fee from $50 for a new service up to $100 and not doing deposits at all. So we get that money on day one versus 6 months or 3 years down the road, realizing that revenue at the very beginning. And then that customer, instead of paying $200 to get water turned on, they're only paying $100 to get water turned on. Instead of paying $150 for a homeowner, they're only having to pay that $100 service fee. The question then becomes, if they leave us with a bad debt, how do we collect that? And the answer to that is, if they ever try to turn on water service on our system again, of course they have to pay any bad or delinquent accounts in their names. We would collect it at that point, or the increase on that service fee would offset that with just a tiny bit extra to the city in the end to help offset that, quote, revenue loss. And then also something else that we have on the schedule is we receive $25 if a customer is cut off for non-payment of their bill. So twice a month, we cut off an average of 60 people for non-payment. We charge them $25 extra, and they get their water turned back on whenever they pay. We're supposed to be charging them $25 to cut off and then $25 to cut back on. So I'm asking that we uphold that $50, which would feel like a $25 increase for those people. Warren County Utility, I believe, just up there is to $100. We're paying someone 2 hours overtime plus on-call to carry that phone to come in and turn those services back on, and it's only costing the customer $25. We're not recovering our cost on paying our guys to come in and do that for them. So we're just requesting to do away with the deposits and then increase the new service fee from $50 to $100, and then the cutoff from $25 to $50. Because when we do shut off for non-payment, we're going and turning it off, and then someone else is going and turning it back on. So it's an automatic 2 trips versus a new service is 1 trip out, you get a reading, and you go back and do whatever else is on the task list for the day. We have about 850 new services every year within the deposits. And then the current deposits we have on file is about $600,000. Those would be applied to current customer accounts. So those deposits would just be applied to, if you've got a deposit right now within the city of McMinnville, we'll start at A and we'll start working down that list of 6,000 something customers, and we'll apply your deposit when we get to your name, and that way there won't be a cash flow issue in the water and sewer revenue side, if that's something you'd like to consider.
It's gonna make it easier for a person to get into a home and turn water
Yes.
on. But is it gonna make it harder for us? Are we gonna lose money in the end?
I don't
Or-
believe so, because a lot of people are setting up on bank draft anyways. So a lot are having their bills automatically drafted. So I'm literally signing a check of $100 that they paid 2 years ago. And then that check is sitting outstanding for months. I mean, months and years. And then we get it back. We have to recognize that coming back into the city, reorganize it, and get it sent to the state unclaimed property. And then for them to get it from the state is a ginormous loophole to get. You have to prove that you live there. You have to prove who you are, who the name is. A lot of times last names change, especially with marriages. It can be a little bit of a challenge. It will actually save us some manpower on our side from having to keep up with all of that account and keeping it organized.
Any other questions?
So right now, you have this money where you've collected all these deposits that have not even been transferred over into the water department?
It is
Or
in the water
Sits in the
department.
water department?
It's-
Okay.
It is in the water department.
Yes. We manage that within our fund balance over in the water department, but it's not the water department's money. It's not our money to spend, we're just the
So but it's like
holders.
set aside, so as they use it and you credit them, you'll just take it out of our little savings
Mhm.
for over here and put it into their department?
Yes.
Okay.
We applied as a receipt as if they walked in and paid, $100, whatever that final bill was.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And the shut-off fee is, explain that again.
So currently, we charge $25 if you're shut off for non-payment. Our code reads that we're supposed to charge $25 to shut you off and then $25 to cut you back on.
Right.
We have not done that since I've been, I don't think we've ever done that. In our code, that's how it reads though, so I'm requesting that we adhere to that code and go up to that $50. Give our customers a month or two notice, print it on all the bills, and just recognize that that $25 is not covering the manpower to shut those 120 people off every month. If they, especially on nights or weekends, come in after hours, we pay that guy 2 hours of overtime to come in and do that work. That $25 isn't covering that.
It's not like they're coming in and, it's, well, let's wait till we get 4 or 5 of these and we'll do all 5 of them at one time. All of these are just one at a time. And they go home and then they're home 30 minutes and they get another call, they go back out, and that's another 2 hours.
I like that we do that promptly,
We do.
Yeah, that's good.
And I learned through research that a lot of utilities no longer offer night or weekend emergency service for non-payment. You have to wait until the next business day. I didn't realize that that was a
See,
thing, because we will come in at 3 a.m. and turn the water back on if you've paid that payment.
Well, that's one of the things that makes it nice to live here. I have to make a motion to approve if nobody has any motions.
The $25 extra, I'm hesitating on personally. Can we split those two and vote on them separately?
What do you want it to be?
Like, I want to vote on the deposits. Like, I'm okay with the deposits because quite frankly, you're right, like probably most people aren't getting those back anyways. So if you apply it to the bill, it's probably in everyone's best interest for you to do that. And then everybody hereafter, you're just taking the $100, recognizing it as income, and then it doesn't get applied to the bill, it just is. And mostly it would cover if someone defaults.
It would offset a little bit to within a few $1,000s to our favor of any write-offs we would complete.
So I want to separate the deposit from the service fee increase. I want to separate those two votes. I mean, I understand the cost that you're talking about, but most of the time these people are having a hard time. And so, this board has been very against increasing fees at all. So why is this one okay? I would like to separate it. Can I make a motion to separate the water deposit and the service fee before we vote on it?
Can I ask a question?
Sure, please.
So you want to lower the service fee?
Just leave it as it is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you meant to,
Well, she's wanting to increase it to 50.
right.
Because it doesn't cover our service.
We'll have to
Isn't it-
amend the code.
Isn't it currently 50?
It's currently 50.
It's just,
But we don't enforce the 50, we enforce the 25 only. Either one,
So I think the motion there'll be a motion to do away with the deposits, and we can vote on that, and then we can make a motion to amend our code to decrease the $50 service fee down to 25 for shut-off payments.
I don't know that I want to decrease it. I mean, you're not enforcing it as it is, so
I think we need to make it correct, no matter which
you
direction
want to
we
make it
go.
official?
Mhm.
So I now have a motion to separate these two items.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. So now we're going to go with the deposit first, is that correct?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And now we need to have a motion for the service fees.
That'll have to be a recommendation to the full board to change the code.
Okay,
I think all of it will be a recommendation.
Yeah.
okay.
Do we need to re-vote on the water deposit and
No.
reword it as a recommendation?
I'll just let the record reflect that it'll be,
A recommendation to the
Yeah.
board?
Okay. So now we have, I need a motion, I guess, for the service fees.
I'll make the motion that we amend the service fee to reflect $25 flat.
And do I have a second for that?
I thought we just said we had to look at the whole statute, or did I miss something?
They want to reword the statute. They want it to, whatever we do, they want it to reflect accurately.
Okay.
But if you don't,
I'll second it.
Okay. I have a motion and a second to keep the service fee at $25. Is that correct?
and for the ordinance to be amended to reflect that.
And to take it to the full board. Okay. So, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Okay, is there any other business to come before us?
Thank you.
And we are adjourned.
6:17, we will call to order the Tourism and Marketing Committee for the purposes of considering the ice skating rink and all pertinent equipment as surplus property.
Correct. So this piece of equipment was purchased in 2022 by the now defunct Tourism Development Board. And upon the transfer of the Tourism Department to the city, it became an asset of the Tourism Department under the city. The city has operated it for approximately 2 years fully. And it had been operated 2 years previously by the Tourism Development Board. I included within your packets attendance numbers, expenses associated, as well as revenues over the last 4 years. And it's pretty apparent that after the first year, attendance dropped significantly. Cost did not. So revenues have not raised, expenses have remained the same. And additionally, it's in a state where it truly does need some CapEx, so we're looking at additional costs above just the regular operating costs we've seen the last 4 years. So I would just ask that you would consider naming this surplus property so that we can list it for sale, get the revenues off of it, and then stop those expenses coming out of the general fund.
I will make a motion that we approve her recommendation to sell.
I have a motion.
Second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion?
It's my understanding it's in pretty bad shape now as well, correct?
From what I understand from the Parks and Rec maintenance team, at this point, they're gonna have to drill all new holes in it. We have to buy new pegs. I assume it's gonna need to be resurfaced in short order. It's just, we're gonna have to put a lot of money into it for it to just even continue to function as it kind of has been the last couple of years. So I would expect the expenses in the coming year, if we chose not to sell it, to go up notably.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. And if there's nothing else to come before tourism and marketing, we will adjourn the meeting.
Really?
Website.
So this is.
It's one project that you'll be talking about.
Yeah, it is.
I guess that's because Sean's.
I'll tell you how to drive.
Well, I thought something didn't seem right.
Gotcha. Maybe you should just take the clickers there.
The clicker
That's
won't
okay.
go on my presentation. You have to scroll down.
Will
Oh,
do.
it's back behind Libby.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Mandated will be freezing hot. It's really hot. It's hot here.
It's really not.
Oh, it is down? Okay.
Don't y'all feel it's 60?
It feels like 88.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You need some iron.
It says it's 67 years.
It's 6:20 and I'm going to call the Streets and Sanitation Committee meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is to consider the recommendation to award the paving bid.
Yes, paving bid, Tinsley was our only bidder for that. They went up in pricing, as noted in your budget financial impact. Every single item that they have went up somewhat in pricing. To give you an idea, we really only use the D&E mix. That's your paving mix and your top mix for your potholes and things like that. Your 307s out at the bottom, those are binders. We really don't use that unless it's a gravel road and we're gonna put binder on top and then put the top finishing coats. We really don't use that at all. The cold planing, that's what I should say, cold planing, that's your mill. So every time they come and they mill our roads, that's how much it costs per square yard on it. But everything's pretty basic on here. They went up in pricing. We still expect to pave the 1 mile roadway that we expected to do. Nothing changed, just cost a little extra.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid and send it to the full board.
Have a motion.
I second it.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Wonder why no one else bids on that. Wonder why no one else bids on that.
When I send it out, I send it to Tinsley, I send it to Rogers Group, there's PRI out of Gallatin. I try to send a bunch of different people, try to get them to come in and bid, and Tinsley is always the only one. I don't know.
The next item is consider recommendation to award the street striping bid.
Yes, this is a company out of Crossville, we got one bid, about 25 cents per linear feet. We're only doing double yellow lines, no white lines on the ends. So 25 cents per linear foot, $1,320 for every mile that we want to do. Expect to do about 10 miles in 2026, so it's been about $15,000 yearly for street striping. Similar to Rogers Group and Tinsley, I sent it out to a bunch of different companies and only one replied.
Make a motion to recommend it to the full board.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The third item is to consider recommendation to award the solid waste contract.
So we have a transfer station. We didn't have a contract with any solid waste companies. We sent out a proposal to see what companies would want to operate a transfer station, help us dispose of our garbage, things along that. We ended up getting 3 proposals on this, one from Capital Waste Services, which is what we were currently using, one from Waste Management, and one from Meridian. Once we analyzed and looked at it all and ran the numbers, Waste Management ended up being the cheapest, and utilizing our staff and our current equipment, we estimate to save upwards of $100,000 a year using Waste Management into our solid waste fund. With us today is Mr. Tom Brandon. He's an executive with Waste Management that manages the Tennessee area. If you have questions that you'd like to ask him, he'd be more than happy to answer them while he's here. If not, and you recommend this to the full board, he should have a presentation ready to go for the next board meeting and answer questions you may have at that point as well.
He laughed when you said executive.
Yeah.
Important.
He's an important man. Don't let him be humble. He's very important. I'm glad he's here with us today. Waste Management appears to be quite a great partner for the city of McMinnville, and it's been a pleasure to talk with them and work with them here recently.
Because we talked about that maybe there would be some recycling
Mhm.
on the table with this group. So that was exciting for me to hear.
I agree with you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Tom, would you like to talk about your recycling program that Waste Management does?
Yeah, I'll have a full presentation, but we are the largest waste and recycling company in North America. We partner with a lot of communities throughout Middle Tennessee, and so, every county, every municipality is a little bit different. One of the, I don't want to get full-blown into the opportunities here, but, the county does, they do recycle, so it may be a good opportunity. I don't want to get into what you really should do, but, that'd be a good partner. We offered maybe do some of the same things they're doing with cardboard, paper, aluminum, those kinds of things. We do have a full MRF in Nashville. Logistically, that might be a little bit of a disadvantage because transportation is money, so you keep it simple. Cardboard, that's your biggest commodity right now, your biggest opportunity. And with the transfer station now, you have, the sky's the limit there, with, changing the mindset with your community. We'll be glad. I mean, you'll see us in the community. We'll, whatever, fairs you have, we'll show up and try to change that mindset, one conversation at a time, of those kinds of things. So, I know every community is different. So I want to help. I want to see what your vision is, and then we can partner with that. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm trying.
Yep.
Any questions right now? Or?
Is that street pickup availability for recycling?
Yes, so curbside, so, curb, of course, you have to do your own curbside trash, but definitely single stream recycling would be an opportunity for you. There's a lot of grants out there that Linda's aware of, where they would potentially provide you with the grant money. Well, I don't know if it's, some of it's matched, some of it may be, so I'm not getting into it. Some of it you could, they maybe give you money to buy a truck, supply carts, that kind of thing, and then we would help you with the destination, whether you take it to yourself and sort it, or if you want to commingle it, single stream, and take it to a MRF, which we would have.
So single stream means
Yeah.
all goes in one can?
Yeah, so single stream is combining all your recyclables into one commingling.
Okay.
Instead of
Separate.
single stream, cardboard, aluminum, plastics, paper. And this is something cardboard, I already said. There's 5 different
Glass.
options. That'll be considered single stream, instead of source separating cardboard here, pellet, aluminum, pellet at the source.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And they separate at their MRF in Nashville.
That's right.
It's a MRF.
Thanks.
It's a material, it's a material recycling facility.
Oh, okay.
That's where it's, sorry, we use a lot of acronyms. Excited to partner with you guys for a long time, your help, so.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Okay.
Do I have
We need a motion.
Yeah.
I'll make it, I'll motion to approve.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, now to consider the request for crosswalk between 204 and 203 East Morford Street.
To give a little backstory, we frequently get requests downtown, crosswalks, things like that. You're going to start seeing several more come through here as we continue to grow downtown and we continue to see businesses and things happen down there. Most recently, the Treehouse has come to me for wanting crosswalks, but before that, I got a request about a crosswalk connecting a parking lot to another parking lot and businesses downtown. I know personally, I've driven down there and just see people darting across the road all the time. And I've even had some people tell me that they feel like there needs to be something there because they're trying to get from point A to point B. And, I tend to agree with them as well. So I met with TDOT, it meets all the standards that they need. 100 feet from any intersection, check. We got the 2 signs up by Sparta Street where Sparta and Morford connect. Advanced warning pretty much says all traffic yields to pedestrians. So the the blinking lights and things like that, I was told from TDOT meeting with them, is optional. If we choose to do that, we can. That's why when you see the budget financial impact, it's $3,000 if we do decide to put the flashing lights down. Everything else is paint and ordering a couple signs. And a couple of cuts in the side. That's it. 10 foot wide, and however long that road is, probably 24 feet long. And the city would do this project.
When do you decide if they're gonna do blinking lights? Do you decide that, or?
We would decide that.
Okay.
It's really up to our discretion. When I met with TDOT downtown, they said that it doesn't hurt to have them if we wanted to go that route.
Okay. I don't really want this. Well, I know where that is. I've run across it many times.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The last item is to consider TDOT lane configuration proposal for the south side of the intersection of South Chancery and West Main Street.
So when I say I've got a relationship with TDOT, I do. And so when they come to town, we discuss state projects, things that they want to do and whatnot. And I've got several more in the works that I'm talking with them about, trying to figure out the kinks and everything in it. But this is one that seemed very much a slam dunk for us. So as you see, that's the current configuration of South Chancery Street intersection. Go back, Sam. That's the current one right there. You see, you get the yellow lines. You can see how it is, you get a lane shift to continue down South Chancery if you're going north. So how many times have you sat there to go straight and someone in the turn lane to the right of you go straight? And then you just get this weird dance of trying to get to that over there. So in discussions with TDOT, go ahead, Sam, slide it over. They'd get rid of that entire lane to go forward. Instead, the right furthest lane would be the only lane to go straight, only lane to go right. So it lines up well with South Chancery Street right there and right next to the library, just to go straight. So you don't have that merge and that cross traffic coming in. In addition to this, we've got the bells right there on that corner people get hung up on. You'll have an extra swing area with those dotted white lines, a little extra swing area for trailers and things to get through there, and mosey on down South Chancery Street, down to College Street.
So there's just one lane going north.
There'll be just one lane going north.
Is that not gonna back everything up twice as bad?
Well, not quite sure if it will or not.
Didn't they talk about the fact that changing this to 2 lanes going south would remove the backup on the other side, coming from the north?
Yeah, you see that a lot too. I see
Like-
that more than I see people trying to go straight on.
Like from MES across
Yeah.
that way. They thought that this would help that. But maybe it'll back up on the other side.
Yeah.
This is also no expense to the city. TDOT will do this in-house at their own expense.
So one goes straight and one goes where?
No, just
2
one.
goes south,
Yep.
Oh, 2 go south now?
yes.
Oh.
And that allows that semi that always gets hung on the bell or whatever to not get hung on the bell because there's another lane that they can use there.
That's the single most common complaint that I field personally as an alderman, are the bells, especially that one.
Yeah.
And if you see those bells down there, they're black from where people keep hitting them, and if you look at the actual sidewalk, there's just tire tracks over it. So, I mean, it's.
You don't
creating
hit the
pedestrians.
bollards if you drive on the street.
Yeah, but
So-
it's semi.
I know,
I
I'm just
mean,
kidding.
Working with TDOT, this was a suggestion and a request that they believe would alleviate the issue out there and change the traffic flow.
It's hard to change traffic flow around here. But,
I feel like there's so many people from out of town recently,
well, that's true.
and especially coming this direction when it alters the pattern of, both of those are uncommon, and it just really throws off people that aren't from here.
I wish the people that were coming from the town area up by the library would stop where they're supposed to,
Oh, instead of jetting out of train.
instead of getting up here with the other people that are gonna, when they're gonna turn down Main Street. Because when you're driving and you're gonna make that turn, that's a big swing.
It's a tricky spot,
It's a
especially
very
with
tricky spot.
18-wheelers that are flying through the narrow.
Shouldn't be there.
Well, I mean, they're gonna pay for it, right?
Yeah, we're not doing, the only thing that we have to do is there is a sign up at the top that shows how traffic is realigned. We just take that down. That's it. That's all we'd have to do for this entire project.
So since there's no money involved, is that just us voting on it?
Do we just, we
Yeah.
vote still, or we just,
Do we have a choice, or are they gonna
Yeah.
do it? Whatever?
No, we have a choice.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm a little on the fence about it, because I think it's gonna be worse coming up
From Caldwell.
from Cobble Street on, when you come up to West Main or Main Street. But, I mean, I guess I'm willing to try it.
yeah, can we take it back?
I'm sure we just may have to paint it back, that's all. And make sure we keep the sign if we take it down, put it back up.
I think TDOT would just like a letter or something
Yeah.
stating that the board is on board with that change.
I don't mind trying it if we change it back if it doesn't work. Or creates another problem somewhere else. But the ballards will stay there, right?
Don't worry, those bells aren't going anywhere.
If those go away, we'll have a tractor trailer in the middle of Gibson Insurance.
Yeah.
Yep.
And look at the pole at the corner of the black house, and
Oh, yeah.
that will tell you what the other ones would look like if we took the bollards away.
Yeah, I just had several people call me today about what we're talking about, more traffic downtown, needing more crosswalks. They're running with their strollers.
Yep.
Barefoot Brews between, yeah, the young lady, the young mothers with strollers are speaking out.
Yeah, the tree house that's going in out there on
Yeah.
Sparta Street, they've requested some crosswalks, so I'll be talking with TDOT, designing that, trying to help them. So when they're open, they'll be able to have the kids and the mothers coming through there too.
So I guess we need a motion. Do you have any more questions or?
I'll make the motion. I guess we need to send it to the full board then, just so everybody's on board. No?
No, I'll just draft a letter and send it to TDOT.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And I think that concludes this committee's business. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
All right, it's 6:40. We'll call the Finance Committee meeting to order. We have some review, some budget recommendations. Sam, you want to?
Sure, do you all want to go overview, or would you like to go department budget by departmental budget? Y'all tell me where we want to head.
Say it again.
Do you want to go just an overview of the funds, or would you like to go department by department? I know we've all been in the departmental budget meetings, but if you want me to overview those, I'm happy to.
I mean, I'm okay to do it either way. Maybe we got 20 minutes, so maybe for public awareness, we ought to go through each one.
Sure. So overall, the budget is structurally balanced. Our revenues equal our expenditures for next fiscal year. So there's no change to the proposed fund balance in the general fund. That's something we're excited to bring you. The department heads have worked really hard to itemize their expenditures and make sure there's not money in the budget just because there's always been money in that budget line. So next year, our proposed operating revenue is $19,710,000, and the proposed expenditures are exactly that same amount. So our fund balance will not change from July the 1st to June the 30th. It will change throughout the year, but starting and ending will be the same at a bare minimum. Typically, we don't spend a full 100% of our budget, so of course, we expect that to be higher June 30 of 2027 next year. The minimum, as we've talked about before, is 15% fund balance as a percentage of total expenditures, and we're meeting that and exceeding it by almost twice, so we're at 29% versus the 15% minimum. And there is a decrease to capital expenditures for next year. Instead of over $1 million, we're only requesting $245,000 in one-time projects or items. That includes a truck for the fire department. That includes a vehicle for the police department. That also includes sand filter replacement at the Gilly Pool, various things of that nature, and also a strategic plan update that we are due for in the upcoming fiscal year. There is grant money available. I don't want to say a significant amount, but there is grant monies available in the police department and also in the fire department to provide some one-time things that they are requesting. If those grants are not awarded, the expenditures will not be made. So that is one-time funding that will only happen if the grant is awarded, and of course the expenditures will then happen thereafter that. We are proposing to continue the transfer to the capital projects for a future police station and future fire apparatus, as we've been doing over the past fiscal years. Nolan, do you have any other one-time summaries to add? It's a very lean budget. There's not a whole lot to discuss individual.
I don't really have anything to add.
The head count is staying the same, with the exception of our Parks and Recreation Department and adding in a custodian to our Facility Maintenance Department, formerly known as the Urban Forestry Department. Keep that department functioning smoothly there. Outside of the general fund, drug fund, street aid, solid waste, and tourism are all special revenue funds. So they are funded by street aid, for example, is gas taxes. That is the money that is used to fund the TDOT projects we have ongoing. Highway 70 and Highway 56 signalizations are still on the table. Highway 56 will be started in this fiscal year, and Highway 70 should be completed late May, although we won't realize all of that expense until June or July, probably July or August of next year. So that money should be coming in and that project will be completed. But we expect Highway 56 to start very soon thereafter and have that completed before the end of the fiscal year. And that State Street aid tax money will be then able to be dedicated to in-house projects to complete the Magnus Drive, sidewalks, Sparta Street sidewalk expansion, and then any other crosswalks that the city would like to use, and hopefully start moving some paving over there. Solid waste is funded by the user fees, so the garbage collection fees in which our residents and some commercial customers pay on their water bills. That fund does include 2 evacuator trailers?
Ejector trailers.
Ejector trailers, so sorry. to assist in the transition as we go to a different provider for disposing of that garbage. Otherwise, it still has a positive fund balance there, a positive change to fund balance. And of course, tourism is funded by hotel, motel, and short-term occupancy taxes within the city of McMinnville. We expect about the same type of revenue next year, and there's also some grants that come into that fund that will be utilized to fund some one-time projects over there as they wrap up the strategic plan. The Water and Sewer Department is our only enterprise fund, and it is, of course, funded by water and sewer user fees. And now that we can increase the revenue over there from the new customers, and even before then, the water service fee is acting completely independently. And the water treatment plant is estimated to be completed by June 4th of this year. December the 4th, I'm sorry. December 4th of this year, so we will have realized, all of those expenditures within this fiscal year and be up and operating before this time next year. So that's exciting news on that department. I don't have any other one-time things to highlight.
I just pulled up the spreadsheet here. One thing that I would like to highlight is the animal shelter upgrades. That'll be finished. That's in there for $30,000 for completion of the climate control heating and cooling. So I think that'll complete that project.
Yes.
Overall, the budgets do combined, all of the budgets equal a 3% increase to staff wages for one step per person that follows our pay scale plan. There isn't anything additional in there for employees other than if they're receiving some sort of a professional designation or certification, then they receive that additional step in accordance with those policies. So if they receive a water distributor license or things of that nature, they will get that additional step as they complete those things. Otherwise, it's a single step for everyone hired before April the 1st of this year.
Did we need to discuss the recorder and admin
Oh, yes.
piece in this meeting? Okay.
So that proposal in front of you tonight in the budget that's presented has a savings from the city recorder position that was originally budgeted at $110,000 all in, and an administrative assistant position to move in at $57,000 roughly. So there's the savings between those two numbers that has been applied to the Public Works other materials operating budget this year from what you've seen in committee meeting last Tuesday. So that is on line,
And that goes to concrete,
Yes.
uh,
Concrete, wood, things like that, mostly sidewalks, material for sidewalks. And you got some for head walls for.
stormwater head walls, things like that.
and that's on page 8 of the blue lines, line number 490 for other materials.
Well, that would be a nice amount to give the jungle gym some upgrades. What line did you say?
490 on page 8 in the blue lines, the expenditure pages.
I think in the packets that we provided for the board, it's.
Okay, it's numbered page 8 on the printout. I don't know what page in the PDF. I can get that real quick.
It's 490. It says other materials on page 8.
But it's,
Is it $19,037? Is that the number?
No, it's $78,246. That's where that additional $54,000
Oh, okay.
was placed, the difference between those two
I
salaries.
see that, okay.
Or not necessarily salaries, but all in wages for those two positions.
So if you wanted to change that, we would need to make a motion in the full board to change that to some other line item.
I think it's landed in a good place myself.
I mean, it's just a suggestion. We didn't have that money before, and we have it now. So they said to I think the last thing the guy said was to redo the children's side, the young children's side of the jungle gym was about $100,000. So. I'll make a motion that we, oh, do I need to be on the finance committee to say that?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well, and we just need to double check and make sure everybody's aware about nonprofits also. That we passed a resolution, was that a resolution last, about the fact that if our budget is not in the black, then there are no money to any nonprofits other than what our maintenance of effort that we're required to do. So there's a few, the library, chamber, those that get money because of our agreements, but all others, if there's no money left over, then nothing goes to the nonprofits. And that's what we voted on. So the full board meeting tonight would be a time to discuss that if it's not something that everybody likes or agrees with also. So now we need a motion, a second, to recommend this to the full board.
And I want to underscore as well, I should have put this at the beginning, there's no tax rate increase. It will be the same tax rate as last year. The 1.3212 is what I believe it is exactly.
And that will be in this vote also.
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion
A second.
and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else?
We still need motions to approve these committee budgets to the full board from the finance committee. I don't. Okay, okay. However you all want to do it.
I mean, each of the committees voted in those meetings last week to pass these up
Right.
to the finance committee, and the finance committee's now passing it to the board.
I'm good with that.
So good. If there's nothing else come for the finance committee, we stand adjourned.
It's probably just have it all under community development. It is 7 o'clock. We will call to order this regularly scheduled meeting of the McMinnville City Board of Mayor and Aldermen. The first item on the agenda is roll call.
Mayor Chastain,
Present.
Deidre Dunlap. Present. Rachel Kirby. Present. Steve Harvey.
Here.
Carrie Morton.
Here.
Sally Brock. Present. And Carrie Youngblood.
Here.
Next item on the agenda is consent, approving of the consent agenda, which includes approval of minutes from the April 28th session. If there are no requests for additions, corrections, or deletions, I'll entertain a motion to approve it as read.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Morton, second by Ms. Dunlap. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Item 3 is recognition of visitors. If anyone wishes to address the board, please approach the podium and state your name for the record.
Hello, everyone. I wanted to come tonight for Main Street McMinnville and introduce our new executive director, Hannah Jones. So I'm just going to let her tell you a little bit about her, so you get to know her.
Thank you for having me tonight. I'm Hannah Jones. I'm from Warren County, Centertown area. I see some familiar faces. I've worked in Charleston for a few years in preservation and tourism, and I've moved back to my hometown, and I'm excited to get to work. We have a lot of exciting events coming up this summer, and I know that we work closely with the city, so please feel free to reach out anytime. My door is always open. Yeah, we're really excited to have Hannah. She is going to be an awesome asset just with her background. She has grant writing background, historic preservation. She's worked with other nonprofits and things in the past. So we're really excited to have her. And we also did just release our Main Street Live lineup yesterday. So you can find that on the Journal and our Facebook. But concerts start June 12th. So
Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
How you doing, Mr. Mayor? My name is Trinidad Ramirez. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
I want to thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. As a veteran, we all know that the care here in McMinnville and Warren County for veterans is gone. And I want to instill in you the importance of caring for our veterans. It's really tough to abide by all the regulations that they have to begin with. But my main purpose here today is the Constitution, and that everybody knows what the Constitution really is. It's very important in our training with law enforcement. So I brought a piece of information to give law enforcement free training from the federal government about our constitutional right to travel. I bring this up because traveling is very important, and especially when this letter here is sent out to a governor of North Carolina. And it's just about the Constitution, because none of you all pay for the freedom that veterans pay for. We're the only ones that pay for freedom. Our blood that we spilled, none of you pay for it. So what we're asking is that if you could take a look at this, because here it tells me that I can travel, but I must change my status. And as a disabled, 100% disabled veteran, I can't go to any municipality and ask for this kind of information because most of the people don't know it. And what I'm asking for is that why is not law enforcement receiving this free information that they can have free training about foreign nationals and American nationals traveling versus driving or a motor vehicle? And I just want to share this with everyone because there's a big change happening in our nation across all 3,143 counties. And if we're not operating by the Constitution, then I just want to ask, is my service null and void? Because I'm 100% disabled. Living in this manner and this system where they don't take care of the veterans is horrific. It's horrific. So all I'm asking for is for us to take a look at the Constitution and to change our patterns within our agencies and the entities that make our state, our federal government, and our municipalities. It's just about the Constitution. And so, in my closing statement, if I could, Mayor Chastain, to ask you, because it's very imperative that you, the city manager, and the city attorney have an appointment at your leisure, but not to wait a month, not to wait 3 or 4 weeks. This is very important information that I want to honor you. I don't want to dishonor you here, because I'm already dishonored already. But if you can give me an appointment so I could show you this information that is Code of Federal Regulations. I didn't write them. It's telling me one thing, and I just want clarity. That's all I'm looking for, because as a veteran, I just want to know that if I'm working for a federal corporation that's over 50 corporations, is my service null and void? That's so important to me, because like I say, I'm broken. And many of us are broken, and it's not your fault. We're not saying because you're not servants as veterans, but we need your help holding up the Constitution the way we did it in a foreign land. And that's all I'm saying. If you can give me that appointment, you know how to contact me. I don't answer phone calls that just have the number, so you'll have to go to someone that has my number so I can identify who they are, because I don't want a contract through tacit agreement. And that's all I'm saying. Thank you very much for this time today.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Item number 4 is petitions. Item 4A is a request from McMinnville Rotary for trash pickup from the annual river cleanup that will be held on Saturday, July 19th. And then trash pickup is requested to be on Monday, July 21st. This is something we've done for a long time now. Any questions or concerns from Public Works? All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve Rotary's letter.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Brock,
Second.
second by Ms. Kirby. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Item 5 is discussion items. Item 5A is to consider proposal to dissolve the beer board and give authority of the beer board to the board of mayor and aldermen.
Yeah, so with this, I was looking under TCA 57.5, this board can act as a beer board. So if we did that, that could be added as an agenda item on here, noted that it is a beer board and the beer board would be approving it, as in you were acting as a beer board. This switch would allow for 2 meetings a month. They're already scheduled. We wouldn't have to worry about posting another agenda, creating another agenda, another 7 minutes, all of those other factors that come in with those approvals. So that makes it easier for both new approvals and if there was a violation, to present that to this board in a more timely manner.
Do we need a motion to discuss it?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Youngblood.
Second.
Second by Mr. Harvey.
I don't think that the beer board was aware.
I wanted to bring this to see if you guys were going to be open to it or not, and then I can reach out to them and discuss it, and then I'll give them the reasoning why we're looking at doing this, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue with it. I think it just helps streamline the process, and I know sometimes they have issues with quorums because the meetings are in the middle of the day and stuff like that.
Will people present to us?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll
During the
operate
meeting?
the same way,
It
the
would operate
exact
the
same
same
way.
way.
It'll just be on Tuesday night instead of in the middle of the day when they normally meet.
There's no committee, it's just all of us. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a do or die issue, but, you know, I like the separation of committee structure. You know, I mean, that's how we've gotten into some messes, is that, I mean, I know it's not, like I said, a live or die issue or a live or die board, but it is the way it's set up, that the people make decisions out here and then bring it here. That's just my background.
Just to clarify, we had this on here to discuss, so
Yeah,
there's no
okay.
vote or anything required.
Well, that's my 2 cents.
The question I'm sorry to interrupt. The question I was going to ask is something Kara just said, so it would not be like a new committee?
No,
Okay.
no. So instead of having the beer board be appointed members of the public, this board would be the beer board.
Okay.
And so the vote on those action items on the agenda would be as the beer board, not as the board of mayor and aldermen.
So as people currently approach the beer board, they will just
Yeah.
approach us instead?
Yeah.
It would be another item on the agenda.
When I was a commissioner, that's how it worked. The commission, we had a committee.
What do we, I mean, if we were to do this, is there a resolution or a ordinance that we
We'll have to do an ordinance,
undo?
because we'll have to change our city code, because it's written that we would have a separate beer board set up. So if you guys want to move forward with this, in the next meeting, we can have that ordinance to be changing that.
It just kind of takes the public out of the, I don't want to do a lot of those things where you take the public out of the process. That when they have willingly participated over the years, I know there's, bumps and things, but anyway. Y'all get it.
But forgive me, there did not need to be a motion to discuss it. There would need to be a motion, I guess, to have this. Well, no, we do that next time. We just put it on the agenda as an action item next time, and then go from there.
I mean, is there any other drawbacks to leaving it the way it is? I mean, are they having a hard time getting people to meetings, or?
Sometimes we have quorum issues, and then getting signatures afterwards. So with the beer board, since Lester's the chair, if he's not available to meet at the meeting, then we got to catch him later to get the signature. And so there's just sometimes time delays and that type of stuff.
There's also staff time allocated during the meetings and leading up to the meetings.
Sam, if you'll just put that as an action item for the next meeting, we'll discuss it more officially then.
Thank you.
Item 6 is action items. Item 6A is resolution number 2026-28, resolution to appoint Samantha Moore as the treasurer and city recorder jointly. I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Carrie Morton, second by Mr. Steve Harvey. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none.
Is she good with that?
I've got my seats. so I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got a new thing there, ready to go.
If there's no questions or discussion, we'll call for the vote.
Carrie Morton,
Yes.
Steve Harvey,
Yes.
Deidre Dunlap,
Aye.
Rachel Kirby,
Yes.
Sally Brock,
Yes.
Carrie Youngblood,
Yes.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion passes. Item 6B is ordinance number 2026-04, an ordinance to amend the tourism and marketing budget.
Yeah, so it's a little unfortunate that this has to occur at the same time that we're looking at a new fiscal year budget, but it's due to a grant cycle. So we had been awarded the Tourism Enhancement Grant in 2024. The project had started, but due to a partnership with TWA and a loss of one of their employees to another area of TWA, the project was really stalled. Just now we're able to pick it back up, so we're gonna be able to complete the grant in this fiscal year, but in order to get the reimbursements, the entire project needs to be installed and paid for, so I'll not be able to get the reimbursements until the following fiscal year. So year over year, there's no difference to the fund balance than what we anticipated, it's just a difference between this fiscal year and next fiscal year. So we'll have more expenditures this year, more revenue in the next one.
What is that grant pertaining to?
That was two projects, one at Rocket Park for the new concrete boat ramp and the gravel loop down there, and the second is the adaptive kayak launch install at Riverfront Park.
Awesome.
So because TWA is doing the vast majority of the labor of that for us for free, it just got pushed back because they're busy, They lost an employee that was working with us on it, and so the timeline just got pushed back. So we can complete the project in time, but I can't get the reimbursements.
How much are they?
Say it, Blake?
How much are they?
The entire cost of the project?
Yeah.
The cost of the project's gonna be $100,000, the reimbursement's gonna be $95,000. So the total change of the fund balance is only $5,000 in the end, which we had already anticipated. So it's really just pushing back the reimbursements about a month.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ms. Youngblood, second by Ms. Kirby.
So is this amending the budget that we're about to pass?
No, it's
No, it's
amending
the
our
one
current
we're already
fiscal
in.
year.
Okay, I got you.
It's just changing her fund balance, and where it's such a small fund, it's a significant
Right,
decrease to her ending fund balance that we need to
okay.
make the comptroller aware of.
Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Carrie Youngblood,
Yes.
Rachel Kirby,
Yes.
Deidre Dunlap,
Aye.
Steve Harvey,
Yes.
Carrie Morton,
Yes.
Sally Brock,
Yes.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion passes. Item 7 is recognition of employees and departmental reports. If anybody has anything for the board, come on up. Mr. Bain, do you have anything for the board?
No.
Mr. Purtle?
No.
All right, if there's nothing else for us, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you all.